So I hope that this video has been helpful to you in helping to prepare a basic audition. I want to just run over a couple of generic ideas about auditioning for the National Youth Orchestra of Canada, which I hope will be also helpful to you. It's been a great help to me to be able to actually watch videos of the audition process, not just the audio. Because watching a player and how they prepare for each of the excerpts is, to me, as much a part as actually hearing them perform the excerpt. The amount of care that you take before you even set up to play any given piece is just as crucial as when you're playing. The players that are the most successful in our auditions are those that actually take the time, concentrate on the music to be performed. You can see them setting up physically, emotionally, breathing-wise, whether it's breathing through a brass instrument or any stringed instrument as well, getting into the music before it even begins. They breathe, they set, they go. Those are the most successful auditions, and you can see that in the video. So, which leads me to my next point, which is when you are auditioning, there is no time constraint. This particular trumpet list you can conquer in about 7.5 to 8 minutes. And that's with a nice amount of time in between. Some of the least successful auditions will go through the repertoire in 4.5 or 5 minutes. Those are the players that don't take the time to set up between each of the pieces, but instead will play an excerpt, flip the page, play an excerpt, flip the page, etc. You don't have any sense that they're engaged with the music or what they're about to tell me is a story, because every particular excerpt that's chosen here is chosen because it tells a particular story for the composer and also for you as a musician. You have to get inside what this is speaking to you. So take your time. When you finish an excerpt, release yourself from that excerpt as well as start to get emotionally prepared for the next one, both rhythmically, emotionally into the piece. I'm very careful year in and year out to every excerpt doesn't follow a one of the same kind, so that I'm constantly trying to mix the candidate up so that I can see how easily they adapt between styles. And I think this list certainly demonstrates that as well. So take your time and make sure that you're comfortable with what you're doing. A couple of other easy tips, of course, that we all know. Eat well, sleep well before an audition. And your number one friend, certainly as a wind or brass player, water. I make sure and have a bottle of water with me everywhere I'm going on stage for rehearsal or concert. Hydration, believe it or not, is a really important part, certainly in day-to-day living, but as a brass player, I find the more water that you're drinking through performances certainly helps. In any given year, I have anywhere between 40 and 50 audition tapes to watch and listen to in the course of choosing the lucky 4 that will become next summer's Team Trumpet, as I like to call them. I want you to know sincerely that every audition that starts, when the tape comes on, I'm sitting there cheering for you. I'm saying, I want you to be in this section. I want you to be the one. And I have to say, from sitting on dozens of audition panels as well over the years with the Kitchener-Waterloo Symphony, it's the same way. We're looking for you to be the one. So always give us that spark. Be the one that we choose that we can't live without. The National Youth Orchestra winds up with 95 to 100 young musicians that are that one person. Fortunately, we have 4 of those one people in the trumpet section. Each section is different, but every single person who sits in that orchestra is a star, chosen for how well they've impressed us through our audition process. So just know that each of the coaches in the National Youth Orchestra, we are really pushing and encouraging you to be the one when we listen to your tapes. It's a really magical thing, I have to say. We go through hours and hours of listening to the tapes, hoping that we get the absolute perfect group of people to work together. And once again, this summer, I'm confident that the section of 4 that I've chosen will be a remarkable representation of what Canada has to offer for young trumpet players. So I encourage all of you to make sure that you just give us your all. Take your time, be well prepared, listen to the excerpts, listen to the works, so that you know exactly where you fit into when you're preparing your given excerpts. And give it your all. Thank you very much on behalf of the National Youth Orchestra of Canada. Again, I'm Larry Larson, and it's been a pleasure to be with you today. Thank you.